Okay, so this, if you don't use Visual Studio or you don't know what Visual Studio is, then stop watching now because this is going to be really boring. For the rest of you, check this out. So you go Tools, Extensions and Updates, online search for log window, download, install, restart. Okay, so now we've installed the log window extension. Now we'll create a new project. Let's go with C#. What is it? Console application, that'll do. Okay. And just check it builds and runs. And it does. So now we can go Tools, NuGet Package Manager, Manage NuGet Packages, Browse for, and then it's called Logger, there it is. And install that into the project. So that means we can say using logging, and then we can say log.verbose, say hello world, boom, run it, and now it's added a log message to the log window. There's 4 components to a log message: the timestamp, the severity, which can be one of verbose debug info warning and error, and for the channel, if you don't specify a channel, then it just uses the name of the method that the statement's in, and then there's some text, hello world. So we could say, for example, log.info, some info. There we are. So, oops. So now we've got verbose and info messages. If we right click in here and choose channels, there's a row of colored buttons here which correspond to the verbose debug info warning and error severities, and we can hide and show messages of a given severity by toggling these buttons. So I can hide that verbose message there. So you can just chuck lots of verbose debugging information into your code and not worry about it spamming this too much, because you can always just hide it in there. And then the channel here, which it just chose main for, we can also say log.debug, let's say, as this is debug info, and we can then specify a channel. We call it foo, say. We run that. Now we've got a new log message which is in the channel foo. So we can right click there and click add filter, set a color for it. Now we've got the foo channel here, and any messages where the channel matches this regular expression will have this color applied, and also can be shown and hidden by toggling this check mark. We can always change the color whenever we want. So now it's cyan. And then we could say, for example, new thread, takes an ID, start I, say, and then in here we could say log.warning, it's in the thread. And for the channel, what we could do using C#'s awesome interpolation, string interpolation, we could do it like that. We kick that off. Now, see, it's output a whole bunch of messages, but the channel for each one is different. But that's okay, because what we can do is create a new filter, and we'll just call it thread. And we'll make this one green, say. So now thread matches all of these threads. And then if we wanted, we could create one just called thread1. If you right click and add filter, is like a shortcut for just creating a channel with exactly that text. So we'll make that one yellow. So now it's matched thread1, but it's also matched all the thread1, you know, thread 11 and so on. That's okay. what we can do is put the end of string terminator on the end of the regular expression there, and now it just matches thread 1. And what that means is now we can hide the channel traffic from all the other threads, and so we can just focus in on thread 1. The other nice thing you get is you can double click a log message and the cursor jumps to the line where the statement is that created that log message, which is really handy for going back and tidying up. You might sprinkle a bunch of log messages through the code when you're looking for like a specific bug, and then once you've finished you want to get rid of them all. It makes life a lot easier when that's going on. Also there's sort of options like you'd expect. So you could say, you could add some accuracy to the timestamp, say, or you can mess around with the font, I guess, and all that usual stuff, and what to do when you start debugging and so on. So that's the, oh yeah, also you can export. Let's export all, say, desktop, let's call it log. And now if we go and look at the desktop, there's that file we just exported, and it comes in as a CSV with all the messages in it. So that's the C#. It does work for remote debugging and attached to process, with some caveats. It's not encrypted, the traffic's not encrypted, and also it picks a random port for the traffic, and your firewall you might need to set up a rule in the firewall to allow that through to Visual Studio, which might be an issue for some people. So anyway, then let's close that and make a new project, C++ project, Win32. Let's make a console application. Okay, let's make it empty, and then we'll add that. I will say void main, boom, check it builds and runs, which it does. So then to get the C++ working, you can, one way is to right click in here and select help, and it comes up with a little page of help and stuff, and there's a CPP file and a header file here. So if you save that CPP file somewhere, what are we in, console application 5, save, and then we'll save the header file as well, save, and then we'll open that folder, take those two, just add them to the project, close that. So now we can say hash include log.h. Now the C++ one's slightly different. The syntax for specifying with and without a channel is slightly different. So if you don't want to bother specifying a channel, you can just say log_d hello world, boom. So now we've got, just like the C# version, and the channel is the name of the function that you're in. Then you can also, if you want to specify the channel, you can use log_debug, and then the channel comes first, weirdly, so we'll call the channel foo, some message from the foo, boom. So now we've got main and foo, and these can be filtered in just exactly the same way. There is also a version where you can specify the severity dynamically, which is called log write. Log severity, let's call it warning, channel bar, warning, the bar is open, and it has variadic printf style arguments as well. For all of them have the some message from the foo, %s, comma, blah, say. So yeah, they all have printf style format specifiers on them. And yeah, just check the double click still works. Same. yeah, so that's kind of it really. Have a go. Let me know what you think. It's just a proof of concept. It's probably buggy. The source code's up on, there's a Bitbucket in the help. You can see where all the source code is. I haven't done client code for any other languages, just C++ and C#, but that's good for now. And that's it. Thank you.